Okay, guys, so I've got my good friend Gio here. We'll get into it in a bit, but Gio and I have been working. He's been my performance coach for about five months now. 6 months actually. Yeah. And I kind of just wanted to get a podcast with him because I think a lot of traders would benefit from performance coaching themselves. And this is just to show you guys that I'm still investing in coaching my side as well. So yeah, Joe, maybe you want to just give a little bit of an intro and then we can get into it.
Well, my name is Giovanni. I'm originally from Italy. And I was born and raised in Italy, and then I went to the US. I got my master's degree in human performance and psychology. And as I was just dedicating a year to triathlon, to racing and training professionally, then I figured out there was more for me. And I want to get into mental performance coaching, executive coaching, and that's kind of how I got into it.
Sure. So we obviously met each other at Bible study at church, right, with you and your wife, so from a point of, you've only worked with executive, like business coaching, mental performance coaching for now. Am I the first trader that you've kind of worked with?
Trader, yes.
Okay.
You're the first trader.
Yes. Okay.
The first lucky one.
Okay. And I must say, like the coaching, we've seen obviously improvements throughout the months that we've been working together. And I must say, some of the Gio's quite strict in his coaching as well. So, so kind of break down what's been different between the executive coaching and kind of like from a trading background. That you've noticed?
Like obviously I work with athletes, professional athletes, golfers, entrepreneurs, more executive leadership people and traders. And I mean the differences are based on their targets. Obviously there's whatever trader aims for specific things compared to an athlete or another kind of entrepreneur. So the difference are about what is the person doing and what are they targeting.
Yeah.
The reason why they want to grow or perform better at what they do.
Sure. And so when we first started working together, one of the first things that that you made me do was that before we even actually started working together was a strength test. Kind of explain that a little bit and why you get guys to do that.
Yeah, it's the Clifton strength test. Okay. And it's essential at the beginning as a foundation for me, because I know the value the person brings, how the person is motivated or what demotivates the person as well, and also what the person needs. So based on that, I can consider that as obviously I do my mental performance sessions with my clients.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just helps you understand the person.
Yes, it gives me a very good understanding of how the person operates.
Sure.
And again, the things that they need to succeed and to do great. And so having that it's like a key to performance, and at least it's a great baseline to start from.
Sure. Okay, let's speak also, I know we'll just got some notes here beforehand, but let's speak a little bit about those. So one of the biggest reasons why I actually hired you was I'm very competitive, right? You know that from doing my tests and everything like that. But was those fears, right? The fear of losing, looking bad.
Four fears: fear of looking bad, feeling bad, being out of control, and being wrong.
Yes. Which we as traders experience. For those listening, we experience quite a lot. Yeah. Right? Particularly, I think for people that are sharing their results online, you know, or trading live on stream, right?
Yeah, it can be in different ways based on the person. But obviously, some people trade, they want to show they do a great trade, and so they might have the fear of looking bad. What they want to do, they want to look good, and so their trade is motivated by, I want to look good.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a never-ending game, for example. Because if you always want to look good, what's the thing that will keep you doing that?
Yeah.
You know, and it can be also fear of being out of control. The trades start just changing, and the stats goes up and down. You're out of control, and you get crazy in the moment. So understanding all these fears helps you to navigate those moments.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I remember this was, so I've obviously after each session taken notes from each session, and one of the things that I was struggling with was losing, taking losses, right? I hate losing, as I'm sure most people do, right? We don't get into training to take losses, right? But it's obviously inevitable. And I think one of the things that Gio made me do when taking my losses was kind of like reiterating things, speaking out loud and stuff like this. But this was the three things that after I took a loss that you made me write down. It's like, I'm not the results of my trading. This is just one day. And also this is just a natural part of trading. I think a lot of times if people put things into perspective, as in it's just one trading day rather than, it messes up the whole month, which it actually doesn't. Yeah. Speak a little bit about that and how, how you've seen, because obviously I'm the first trader that you've worked with. How have you seen that from that perspective?
Yeah, so I mean, that's all based on our perspective actually, and the power of our perspective, because the first law of performance talks about that we operate based on how we see the situation occurring to us. And so obviously, if you start seeing the situation, I'm losing, I'm a loser, everything else is gonna go bad, I wonder how bad the rest of the week will be, it can just be a bad cycle, right? But if you put that into a perspective and it's like, well, actually I just got a loss, now I could get a win. Now, and obviously we created that sort of list of things that you can look at or read, because it helps you to just put things into perspective in the moment.
Sure.
And so then it doesn't take you to a bad cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then on that thing as well, you also have remember that heat. Yeah. One of them was the experiment. So for the guys listening to this, that listen to me on my live streams, I took those different accounts and they've been doing really, really well for me. But you kind of inspired me to do that because of the experiment part. Yeah. Kind of give me that heat.
Talking about that, yeah. So obviously at the beginning, we just went through a 10-year vision, and based on the vision, we decided who do you want to be as a person, how do you want to operate, and we also took in consideration what are the targets that we want to aim at. And so for each target, we broke it down to like a 1-year vision, and we to get closer to this target, so to close the gap between our reality and our vision, we are creating habits. So a habit they can repeat over and over. We decide together what's something new that you can experiment, that you can see if it works, you can experience how you feel when you do that, and just to understand, is that going to help you? Is there something that can help you to close this gap between reality and vision? And then also we decide with what attitude do you want to do these habits? Do you want to experiment these few different things? And also we pick a timeline, because maybe every month we change what we want to experiment, or a habit that can help us to close this gap.
Yeah, and I think that was a good one for me, because I was quite stubborn in terms of like, the reason why I hired Gio was because I felt I was kind of stuck in my performance and I needed to break through to get to like that next level. And that's where you come in, because you mentioned that the performance is the difference between your vision and reality.
Yeah, right? Performance happens when we are able to close the gap between our reality, situation that we're in, and our vision.
Yes.
That obviously includes targets and things like that.
Yeah. But just if you guys are listening this far as well, is that a lot of the stuff also that we have been, that personally we've been working on, is also like the power of our words, right, and our tongue, and like when we speak out loud. Also kind of give a little bit of a background on that, and like if you want to perform, you have to have a positive mindset or speak positively about yourself.
I think that just goes along with the perspective. It's like if you can decide how you want to see a situation, you can see it as, when you have a loss, then everything else will go bad and you're just gonna have a very bad month and things like that. Or you can start seeing things into the perspective that is like, okay, well, actually I just took a loss. It doesn't mean that I have to take many more losses. And then the other thing that we added on top of that is, in the face of a challenge, in the face of something that is hard and maybe doesn't look good in the moment, it's like if there's 2 train tracks in the moment.
Yes.
Are we looking at the situation as, I deserve whatever great thing, I want whatever, or are we looking at the situation as, I contribute to this moment or to this day? How can I contribute to this moment, to this day? How can I create better trades? How can I make whatever?
Yeah.
And so, we obviously start like understanding that every time we face a situation, we have the opportunity to decide who do we want to be in the moment. You can be as mad as you want, right? But where is that going to take you? Or you can, again, take the situation as, how am I going to contribute right now?
Sure. And just for those that are listening as well, is that I think that's probably one of the biggest things that you have challenged me on, is how I react to certain situations. Because not everything in life is going to be perfect, not even from a training perspective, but from a life perspective. Things happen in life, and it's how you react to it that kind of like that determines your success, right? And I think a lot of traders, if they just from my perspective of working with you, is that you have to have someone that you are held accountable to, like for you, in terms of following your goals and bridging that gap between the performance and reality, or your targets and reality. But also, just speaking on that too, is that it takes a lot of hard work as well, right? And I think that's why sometimes also traders, they do the same thing over and over again. And I don't know, from also like your business, when you coach the executive guys, because you also do coach the golfers, which I think is quite a good thing too. You can't continue doing the same thing over and over again and expect different results, right?
I mean, the main thing to understand is obviously that you have to put the work in. Like if you hire me thinking I can make magic, you want to get anything. There's something that's to come out of you. There's something you really want, and you work towards it. And then we can make things happen. In fact, since the beginning, I said, look, if you really want it, we can make it work. If you don't want it, it's not really gonna work out.
Yeah, exactly. And something that, so this is just something that's helped me a lot in my own, not only training but life as well. So we've been working, Gio and I, something that we've been working on is like, we call it a warm up, right? So it's like in the start of the day, I have like a prayer that I do, and then just a couple of sentences that I say to myself to get myself ready for the day, right? Because I think a lot of the time, like for me personally, when I was taking my losses, I would wake up and I would start the day out, with no purpose, basically. Whereas like this warm up got my mind in the right place, right? What I can say about it is simply that as I talked to him, we figured out that one of the most important things is to have a posture towards what we're gonna do. How you set even a mental posture towards what you're gonna do. It's like, think about a baseball player. If they're a bat, what do we have to do? They have to prepare themselves for what they want to do. They bend their knees, they put one foot forward, one foot back, right? Relax their shoulder, prepare the grip. And so they have a posture based on what they want to do. And kind of same thing for us. It's like we want to set ourselves up with a posture that we decide who we want to be before we're gonna do something. So we figured out that was something that for you helped you a lot. We create that, and that's been something beneficial to you. And then the other thing that you mentioned earlier about responding to situation or reacting, actually, you said. And that's the other big thing that we talk about and we work. It was about, okay, you tend to react a lot to situations, maybe when there's a loss or when something might be challenging, right? Correct.
And so the work that we did in that situation was to, okay, actually we don't need to react, we can respond. But how can we respond if we don't set values that we really are so important to us? Or also, again, the vision of who we want to be in a moment. Because if we are lacking of these values and vision of who we want to be, it's like if we don't have anchors. Right? And so that based on the situation, we can be shaken, but just knowing what your values are and who you want to be in the moment is your anchor that allows you to frame how you can respond instead of react.
So it's good that you actually brought that up. Is if you hear, Gio's been speaking a lot about who do you want to be, and when we actually had our first session, so we did like the strength tests and everything before we had our first session, and then we did our first session, and you asked me to write down 2 aspects of what I want to be.
Yeah.
And remember, my 2 words were hardworking and caring.
Yeah.
So when you in your trading desk and you take a loss, you can't start swearing and stuff like this. You need to be hardworking and caring. So how can you approach those 2 words to every situation, but also life as well, right? So that's something that I think has helped me, because you're looking at it from a bigger perspective too, right? So maybe you speak a little bit about that.
Yeah, again, that comes to, like, we have to think about if we don't have these anchors, these valuable words, these words that we want to embody, who are we going to embody? If we don't know who we want to be in a situation, what's going to frame who we're going to be in that moment, or what we're gonna do? Maybe fears, right? Or other external things might affect what we do. Instead, for you, there's something internal. There's like, okay, I want to be hardworking and caring. And so often I'm like, okay, in the face of a loss, how does it look like to be the most caring and hardworking person in the world? If you're very hardworking, means that you can make decisions that are tough, for example, right? And so instead of react, you can be like, okay, well, now I can just think about the next trade, prepare myself for the next trade, instead of reacting and swearing and I don't know what else comes with that. Maybe we don't want to say it.
A lot of traders break keyboards and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, for example, we don't need to do that, right?
Yeah.
If you're our main point in deciding who we want to be is like, okay, we decided who we want to be, so then we know what the person would do, right?
Yes.
And then what the person would get, what the person would have, based on who they're going to be.
Sure.
And so that's why we kind of add these little structures. Okay, you want to be this person. What would that person do? And we come up with a lot of things about what would that person do, right? Based on being caring and hardworking, for example. And then what's the result of that? What are you gonna have because of that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we're definitely going to do some more podcasts together as well. But I just wanted to get a little bit of an intro to Gio, to the channel. Then we can, we get more exposure, and we can get a few more things. So, in your opinion, Gio, why do you think? For me, I know my answer, but why do you think businessmen or women and traders should get performance coaching?
Look, I mean, I think it's simple as if you have someone that can challenge you, that's the first thing that will help you, right? I mean, or it's simply a person that helps you give structure to what you do, right? Or maybe you're trying to perform and you're kind of stuck, and you don't really have people that bring insight or ask you questions that you need to hear, right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of time, my job is helping him notice things in his life, how he does certain things, and then be like, look, this is your vision, these are the targets that we have. How is what you do matching our vision and our targets? So I'm in the place where I can, for everyone, I mean, my main thing is hopefully everyone will have targets and goals and things like that. But for a CEO or an athlete or whatever it can be, right? Whatever that person can be, obviously I'm in the place where I can help them to build a vision, right? And also help them notice what they do in their life, based on their vision. And that's my place is literally to notice things to help them close that gap.
Yeah.
So as long as someone is willing to build a vision, decide who they want to be in all of that, and work towards closing this gap, then things will work good.
Yeah, I think so. My answer on that one is quite simple. Is that you need someone that is from an outside perspective that has experience of helping people reach their goals, and has experience. Obviously, you got your master's degree in psychology.
One in psychology, one in human performance.
That is going to help me achieve my goals, right? Because I think a lot of the time people and traders are extremely stubborn at times, think that we can only do it by ourselves, right? And you kind of have to see it as like, I'm going to invest into a performance coach to help me and my business perform better and, as you said, reach the gap between your targets and reality. And I can say that it's been helping me, and yeah, I've appreciated working with you, Gio, and I look forward to many more. So we'll do some more podcasts together. I'm sure you guys, if you guys have enjoyed, Gio, comment below and give us a like. And then where can the guys find you? You got your own Instagram page?
Instagram, I have my website page.
You've got your website, so tell the guys where you can find your website and Instagram.
Well, Giovanni Bianco.
Okay.
That's my name, so you will find me.
Okay, and is that where they can find your website?
Yeah,
as well?
I mean, he's gonna tag me, hopefully.
Yes,
so
I will. Okay, I'll tag you so you can find him there. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll put your website below as well. But yeah, if you guys have enjoyed it, comment below, and then we'll
go from there.
We'll go from there.
Yeah.
Cheers.